What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
Mike,
I'm Brock, and tonight we're going to talk about two of the big hitters from CPC 2106, Paragon, the big man, and the real big man, Chaos.
such a bad drawing. I hate that chaos drawing. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is not a good chaos drawing.
Well, what's his downgraded card? So there's
Yeah.
that. This was Paragon's one and only card in the GWF. He had a Dimension X Classic card,
Yep.
but this was his only GWF card, which is surprising to me. I didn't Don't know if I realized that until just now.
I've been using that blue GWF X card for a while
Hmm.
because I introduced him. He's in my NGA Fed. He's been doing quite well.
It's not a bad card either.
No.
Not quite as tough as this one by the raw ratings. That the Dimension X card is a 40, 44. This one's a 48, 49 though.
Yeah. It's a big jump.
Hmm. Yeah, he's pretty powerful.
He's a good guy in my Fed right now, and I think I still have him in 2106 because I write my year out ahead.
Hmm.
He's also going to be a good guy because I'm
Okay.
setting him up for the big heel turn later.
There you go. We talked about heel turns last week.
Yep. So you bring him in as a good guy, and then I'm setting him up.
There you go.
In chaos, this is when he realized the stone was all in his head.
Yeah. Aw. His cosmic cube.
Just your imagination that gave you those extra powers.
Hmm. Even though he was downgraded, he still got a very tough card too, though.
What did he get downgraded to on the roll?
He went from a 59-59
Jesus.
to a 45-48. But
Yeah,
like I said,
still
still a
better
good.
than 85% of the guys out there.
Right, right.
Still got the three double finish, the triple finish.
Hmm.
His power dropped to, what is it, a negative
It's still
four?
-4, yeah.
Yeah,
Even though, and then his agility is a +1. So
yeah. You got just a touch slower.
yeah, he's all right.
Let's start with Paragon.
All right, the big man.
Yep. Got the page opened up already for him.
All
I do
right.
like the closeout. I think this is a good Bendis drawing.
Yeah, I like it. He's either a Chippendale or.
Yeah, the unpublished Jeremy Sue drawing, I'm not a big fan of, but that one's much better. Hailed as the Big Man by Magnus Colby and Thantos upon his arrival to the CPC from the WGX, Paragon made an impression immediately by being crowned the CPC champion and challenging for the GWF's Galaxian title against the likes of his former Dimension X enemy, Chaos. Snubbing an original offer from Johnny Rocket a year earlier, Paragon was considered the golden boy by the CPC, who threw so much support behind him that the other wrestlers, like the Matador of M83, felt rejected and jumped ship. With an ego to match his inflated billing, Paragon decided to return to the CPC after the UFSP ban on wrestling in 2110. Yeah, we talked about that last week as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
he would be He would be unbecoming. He was welcomed into the Rocketmen on their journey to Dimension Y. He soon wore out his welcome in Johnny Rocket's eyes, though after he secretly began dating Rocket's girlfriend Nora Pelf behind Rocket's back. Oh, the drama.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's Randy Savage all over. He and Nora joined Bloody Revenge for 1 year and then decided to let the CPC pay them a handsome but undisclosed wages to rejoin that federation. When Jack of Diamonds was suspended, Paragon accepted an offer from Exo King to step in as the heavyweight star of the King's Court. However, he was already acting like he and Nora are too good for such a team, so this alliance will most likely be short lived.
Mm.
Sounds like he's just a bit of a dick.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like he's really got that ego underway. His finishers, the Titanic Overture, a standing figure four. And then the
That's from his
final,
other card.
yeah, and then the final overture, standing figure four, and then falls back to add pressure.
There's a rule on that.
So
When
kind of like,
Paragon,
oh,
I was going to read it. When Paragon tries to apply the final overture, roll one die. An even number means that he applies the hold successfully. An odd number means that the opponent breaks the hold and gets to the ropes. In this case, Paragon rolls again on level 3 offense. So there's no real penalty to it, like some of them where he misses or whatever.
yeah.
But it is a +5 finisher.
And I would see Ric Flair do it all the time.
Hmm.
He'd put it on and then throw himself back, and then he'd
Yeah.
bounce up and down a bunch.
Uh-huh.
So I wonder if that's where Tom got the idea.
Maybe.
But I do like the name of his tag team in Dimension X, the Contenders.
Yeah, with
I do like
Rafiki.
that.
Dimension X is something that I wish they'd explore a little bit more. Because everybody that came from there has been pretty good.
Yeah.
So even the jabronis there should be pretty good. Think of all the top tier guys that came from Dimension X.
Yeah, those guys are pretty good. And seeing a Dimension X Fed could be something.
Yeah, I mean they did a whole set of Dimension X, but wasn't enough to really run a Fed, I guess.
No, like 10 cards or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but everybody that made it to the GWF was top tier.
Yeah. So I'm thinking with Paragon with this new card. I got him set to come in to face Matador in a Dimension X battle again.
Okay.
And Chaos is going to take on Alpha Force. I mean, sorry, Pegasus. And so Pegasus and Paragon are going to form an uneasy alliance, and then I'm going to have Paragon turn on Pegasus.
They sound like they would make a good tag team. They kind of look similar and
Yeah, but it's just going to be an ego clash.
oh yeah, that's
Totally up for it.
both of them fit that role too to a
Yeah,
T.
I'm excited for that heel turn.
Yeah.
I have it worked out. It's one of those things where because I write my years out ahead.
Hmm.
I write the ending and then I work towards it.
The big man. He's listed at 6'3", 277 pounds. So I'm bigger than the big man.
Which, in all honesty, was the nickname Tommy Rich gave to me all 1 year.
That's what
Hey,
Ric
big
Flair
man.
called me. When I met Ric Flair, he called me big man.
Yeah, I think it's an old timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was in was it Iowa,
Hmm.
we met Tommy Rich 3 or 4 times, and every time, hey, big man, hey, big man. If he had that hold on, that Tommy Rich, that raspy, hey, big man,
Tommy
hey, big
Rich.
man.
I'd like to randomly run into Tommy Rich. That'd be fun.
I, all weekend I kept running into that dude.
Could have been
Cars
worse.
walking down the street. All I hear is, hey, big man. I'm across the road, and Tommy Rich. But you're in Waterloo, Iowa, so I don't know what the population of that is. But in the hotel lobby, I'm with Pete Beck and Jared
Hmm.
Faction. We're just sitting there, and we're like, "Hey, what time does the banquet get out?" I'm like, I don't know. And all of a sudden, there's Tommy Rich. I'm like, "Hey, it must be out, Tommy. When did the banquet end?" Oh, hey, big man. I didn't know. I just saw you, and I was coming to ask you that. What? You were supposed to be there. Oh, I didn't want to go.
Wildfire. That's
Uh,
funny.
let's get back to Paragon here.
Yep.
But yeah, I do plan to use him like that. He's going to be the big egomaniac,
Hmm.
and then I'll probably leave him as a big egomaniac. I'm not going to swap him back and forth.
Yeah.
He's going to probably replace Chaos as my the big heel. I might turn Chaos in his final year or so. as a good guy and have him retire that way. I'm still undecided on that one.
I mean, he's one of those guys that's been around so long, the fans would start cheering for him anyway.
Yeah, that's why I've been thinking about it.
Hmm.
There are some guys like Kraken who was a bad guy the entire time, and Splatter bad guy the
Yeah,
entire time.
right.
Chaos, I just might leave him the bad guy, but I'm having a tough time with that.
Well, the thing with Chaos is he was never evil or anything like that. He was just good.
Yeah,
Like I don't think he had any like illegal moves on his card or anything like that that I can remember.
no, but it was his whole arrogance is
Right.
the bow of defeat.
Right. Right. He was Gunther.
Yeah, it was funny for the longest time. I called it the bow of defeat because he it was like a bow. He just bends you in half.
Yeah, I could see that too. Like or even like a bow and arrow submission kind of deal.
Stupid English language and their words spelling the same but sounding different. Live and
Right?
lie, bow and bow.
Read and read. Oh, there's so many of the English language is the most difficult to comprehend according to the rest of the world.
Not blaming them. How can I disagree with that one?
Right?
But this Paragon card, how would you upgrade that? The power creep it.
I mean, to get rid of the even odd roll on his finisher, just making a straight +5.
Because he's got what, three A's and a B?
He's got a C in ropes.
Okay, there. That's my upgrade.
There you
I'm
go.
giving, I'm giving him a B.
An A turnbuckle, A ring, B death jump. He's got a 0 agility, -4 power, disqualification 5, 4-1 pin, and a cage rating of 2. So he's pretty solid. He keeps you down. He has 3 comebacks on level 1 and 2,
Yeah.
which we're starting to see a lot of that in this era. You don't see it so much anymore, the 3 on level 2. But yeah, he's got 2 straight through level 3 moves on level 2 and one that has a choice D. So that's, pretty much a
His
third.
power. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the Paragon Power Bomb, 3 with power on level 1 offense, but his power is a -4, so he's going to hit that on just about everybody.
And I think at this point in time, nobody has a -5 other than Overkill.
Yeah, his Chaos dropped.
Yep.
Is
Is Overkill -5?
I don't remember. I think so.
I'm
Excuse me.
drawing a blank. Kevin Butcher, tell us if we're right or wrong.
Someone look at the card and let us know.
I could go upstairs to my room and check, but I'll wait a
Probably
week.
have it on my desk somewhere, but my desk is absolutely trashed. So it's yeah. Trash is an understatement. It's because I haven't been streaming. Everybody's just putting everything over
Yeah.
here. But yeah, I'll just take away that even odd roll on his finisher. It's just a +5. I got some heat at Galacticon for giving somebody a +5 finisher, but it was a disqualification finisher, and she had a 7 disqualification rating. So she's
Who is
gonna
it?
get DQ'd every time. Rose gold.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna get DQ'd most of the time.
Yeah, let's swap over to Chaos.
Chaos,
The downgrade.
but still good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
The
right here with
downgrade
this
that's still
Paragon
better
card.
than
I think,
90% of the wrestlers.
yeah, Paragon is coming in as the next big thing is a 48, 49 raw rating, and this card is a 45, 48. So,
But it's a thing where what's better, three finishes or a +5?
right, right.
Because if you get on offense, you got a 50-50 shot of
Hmm.
just beating them down.
And the +5 only adds 1 token if you manage to kick out.
Yep. And then you got a 1 in 6 chance of hitting it again.
Hmm. I saw somebody add tokens for the I forget where it was. It was either the Facebook page or the message board. Somebody's like, I add the tokens for the finisher every time. I'm like, that's actually an interesting way to play because that makes
Over
the
add all 5 tokens?
yeah.
No, that'd be a horrible way to play.
Well, if they manage to kick out of it,
So basically, the second pin is going to be over
yeah, it's
because
just an
odds
automatic.
are you're going to have a
Well,
three
there's
plus
how
five
many
is
people have a
eight.
+5 finisher,
Yeah, but in this, it's
right?
two finishers, the match is over.
Hmm. Or chaos. You wouldn't add any, I guess.
Like I counted up how many times, Chaos is going to, you know, for me, he's got 131 wins.
Yeah, that's all you got to look at right there.
That's and it's like 125 of them were like by pinfall.
Hmm.
So it's just, yeah, sure, it's a zero finisher, but 50-50 shot. How many times? 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Like I remember first going to the Galacticons, people hated me getting Lord Nexus because it was always Titan drop, because I would roll 5, 6, Titan drop, Titan drop.
Yeah, and then they added this.
And all of a sudden, 4, 5, and 6. Oh yeah, I won a tournament with Chaos.
It, there's a few people now in current GWF that have 3 finishers, I think.
Well, Archon had it, but he didn't have that offense to go with it.
Hmm.
Like he had one way to put you down, but when you're down,
See, I like that. It's harder to get when this guy's he's got this really good finish that he can hit out of nowhere, but he has to wear you down first.
yeah,
He's not
well,
that good at that.
it's kind of like what Wildcat used to do.
Hmm.
He was that young upstart rookie guy, but every so often that +4 finisher would just hit
Yeah.
and catch everyone off guard, and you could hit it if you rolled outside the ring, which made it even, a little
That
more interesting.
Wildcat card, I slept on that Wildcat card. When we did the spotlight on him, I was like, I kind of like this guy. Kind of want to use him.
I'm telling you, you got to use one of your streamings and redo your GWF.
I can't even do one streaming fed. Yeah, maybe. I keep saying like, I mean, this is kind of off topic. Like, maybe do a YouTube fed that I can just casually record instead of doing it live. So that way, like, oh, I got, an hour to kill right now. Let me roll some matches, and then I could just splice together a card. I wouldn't have to do it all at once.
That is true.
Something I've
You,
been kicking around.
you could do that.
Hmm. But back to
But this,
chaos.
yeah, but yeah, this chaos card, since it's a secondary card, we don't power creep them.
Don't power creep the downgrades.
That would be pointless.
Hmm.
But as I was saying earlier, with this chaos card, I'm still deciding on what to do with him. I still have him as a bad guy, but it's the next year. Do I keep him as a bad guy? Do I turn him? He retires in 2110.
Yeah, so in 5 years. I mean,
Yeah.
and like we were saying, like he's not really like an evil character.
So I didn't read his little bio, right?
And no, we weren't reading the bios back when he debuted.
So it said, without question, the biggest impact player of the GWF in the 2090s and early 22nd century was a man of power from Dimension X Chaos. After his Wargames 2092 debut, Chaos and his Alpha Stone blasted their way through the competition with sheer power and the ability. Five-time Galactic GWF champion, twice Interplanetary champion, twice three-man tag team champion, and once GWFF heavyweight champion. Chaos was the kingpin of the Galaxian villains for more than a decade, filling in the space left by the aging Thantos. Heading the pompous citadel of the elite team, Chaos was humiliated when his team lost the mega tournament and forced their manager Morpheus into retirement. After that, conflicts galore drove partners away from him right and left. When Mandrill stole his prized Alpha Stone from him, he was even more difficult to deal with. But when Alpha Force revealed that his stone held no real powers, Chaos appeared to have something of a change of heart and wound up with the Champions of the Galaxy team
No.
on the hero side in 2108. I knew he turned good. Teaming with former rival Alpha Force when the wrestling was banned in 2110, Chaos was among the group of former WGX wrestlers who opted to return to Dimension X to wrestle there. One has to think, though, that with such a legendary status, this won't be the last of GWF Seas of Chaos. Actually, I think it was, wasn't it?
Well, he came back like an alternate reality version of him came back.
Yeah, I know I saw like a Dimension or a Cronus version.
Yeah, kind of deal. Yeah. Chaos Supreme, he was called.
Yeah.
That card was pretty cool.
Oh, geez, that card is so tough. But with the name Chaos Supreme,
Yeah.
can't even along with it.
Yeah. That's what he did. Yeah, Chaos is one of those characters. Like I think he had to go out a good guy.
That's kind of what I'm leaning to.
Because like Randy Orton, always a better heel, but he's just been around so long, people are gonna cheer for him either way.
Okay, you end up getting that legendary status.
hmm Yeah, I mean, he debuted in 2092 in the GWF, so we're looking at 15 years, 16 years, 17 years until he retires. So he's been around a long time. I think he'd reach that status pretty easily.
And wrestling at that peak level.
hmm
But here's something with a wrestler of that level. Do you keep them going after the heavyweight title, or do you drop them down to the secondary title?
I think at this point he wouldn't even care about titles with his resume. Like I think he would be devolve into an attraction. Kind of like the Undertaker at the end of his career. He came out for the big matches at Mania, and that was it.
So that's all you'd wrestle him as, just a once in a while guy.
Yeah, probably because I mean, he's on the main good guy team though, but maybe keep him around after that run just to do that kind of thing, to
But you
prolong
look at
his
that,
career.
and then you look at that team of Alpha Force and Chaos.
Yeah,
How did that not win tag titles?
right. Well, they don't really have tag options on their card, I guess.
It doesn't matter. They
Yeah,
both have. They got like
you
they
don't
got
have to tag
names.
out.
You got names,
Uh-huh.
and Alpha Force at that point has double finishers
hmm
plus plus 2 and 3 or something like that. Something ridiculous. He's still got a good card.
Yeah.
And Chaos was his triple finish. Yeah.
Yeah, his last card, he gets a special edition card in 2108 and he gets bumped up a little bit. So,
So it's like I said, it's one of those things where, like I said, I'm unsure, but I'm leaning towards making him a good guy. But then you got to have somebody to fill in that void.
hmm
And yeah, I'm going to have Paragon switch, but Paragon's going to end up feuding Chaos. And do I split up the team of Matador and Chaos? Probably. I could have them break up and feud, and
Yeah.
I have Matador turn on him and injure him, and that's why his power dropped.
hmm He teams with Heracles this year.
Yeah, I have Heracles leaving and going to the NGA
Okay.
with Lance Atlas and um, forming like a new Greek gods there with Ares from
Makes sense.
the GWFG guys.
hmm Chaos.
But here's a small brief segue. Speaking of legends, it was I think David Little formed a tag team of Hercules and Tony Atlas as the Greek gods.
That's cool. That's cool. That new Tony Atlas card's pretty good. The one that he drew.
Yeah,
They colorized it. I always liked that drawing that he did of himself, that self-portrait. That's a
so
cool team. That yeah, if I played Legends, I would do that, and just because that's too
I
cool
didn't
to
even
pass
think
up.
about it. And somebody posted that, and I'm like, that's an awesome.
Uh-huh.
I like that one. Sometimes it just happens.
And they both are carrying chains on their cards, I think. So there's that aesthetic of it too. I like it. That's a good one, Dave.
Yeah, but we're now getting down to the nitty and gritty. So we got our Mount Rushmore.
hmm
So the baseball season is underway with spring training.
Yep.
Got my Blue Jays here.
Spring training in winter.
Since we're both cheering for basement team, we're gonna do our favorite players from our favorite teams any era.
All time.
Who do you got in the Pittsburgh Pirates?
All right, this is gonna be tough. But because there were some good Pirates. I'm gonna limit it to people that I actually was alive to see them play.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say. People that you know,
Okay.
that you watched.
So I gotta put my all-time favorite player on there, Andy Van Slyke.
Good old AVS center fielder.
He's awesome. I'm gonna put Doug Drabeck on my Mount Rushmore of Pirates.
Nice starting pitcher.
Hmm I will put Bobby Bonilla on there.
Really, Bobby Bow?
Bobby Bo, just because we threw batteries at him whenever he came back, and the Mets still have to pay him $1 million every July 1st. Put Bobby Bonilla on there because he was like, I mean, you got to think when I was a kid, like
Yeah,
that team, and then the all-time greatest baseball player that ever lived,
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds, on my list.
Who's your
Honorable mention.
Don
Uh,
Slott? Jose Lind.
Jose Lead was pretty cool. Um, I'll put
Jay
Kutch on
Bell.
there, Andrew McCutcheon.
Oh, okay. I,
He's a
I thought Jay Bell might have made it.
Jay Bell. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good
Five or
ones.
six-time Gold Glove winner.
I'm gonna take Bobby Bow off and put Jay Bell in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to sway your
No, like I've heard Bobby Bonilla. Yeah, Jay Bell was a better all-around player, I think.
Okay, my list. The crime dog, Fred McGriff.
There you go. Saw that one coming.
Yep. And anybody who knows me saw that coming a mile away. Doc Halladay, one of the best pitchers in the modern era.
Hmm
Only guy I think to throw a no hitter and perfect game in the same year.
Oh, really? I didn't realize he did that.
Yeah,
That's impressive because most people don't do that in their career.
yeah. Um, Robbie Alomar.
Okay.
I know he's got a bit of a thing, bit of a history. They removed his name from but nothing was proven against him, so he's still one of my favorites.
Just like Barry Bonds.
Yep. Then I'm gonna go.
Uh-oh, you froze. He's frozen. We're never gonna know.
Oh,
We didn't hear your last two.
okay. I got an unstable connection. Okay, so it was left at Robbie Alomar.
We heard
That what you
him.
heard?
Yeah, we heard that one.
Okay, and then so I had Fred McGriff, Doc Halladay, Robbie Alomar. I'm going to go with sorry, Jesse Barfield.
Okay.
The big, especially his throws, like tape measure throws, just hurtling in there. And then I am going to go with former Pittsburgh Pirate.
Can I guess?
Okay,
Jose Bautista?
Jose Batista.
He cheated. He,
The most tested man in baseball history.
former pirate. Oh, we're running out of time.
Yep.
All right, everybody, please leave your list below. And while you're here, give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Check out our friends who make Filsinger Game related content. The official Filsinger Games podcast roll up, the Legends team's Uncharted Territory, Dizzy Dice from Lee Lomprey, solo promoter from Grant Pachoco. Grant's also here on YouTube, along with Dave Little's Heartland Championship Wrestling. After further review, Brad Plays 81 and Bucky 749. I'm back on Twitch. I have a new event scheduled for the 30th of this month, Sunday night at 9 p.m. Check that out. And until next time, everybody, have a great week.
Night, everyone.
Later.